can see that XRP is actually setting up quite nicely. You can see that it looks like it's sort of hammering this area here, the previous resistance, and it's coiling up, maybe to break up onto the 21 moving average. On the daily scale, it looks a little bit more clear, and you can see that we are clearly making higher lows, coiling up to this area. And let's hope that XRP can follow the likes of Bitcoin and Ethereum on their bull runs.
Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and that was Jürgen Kuhnel of Zago Exchange in South Africa, a long-time user of XRP as a bridge currency, and now using the XRP ledger to issue stablecoins for US dollar, euro, and the Great British Pound. I used their trading bot set to RSI parameters, which has really been another way for me to enjoy this space. South Africa has been very progressive when it comes to regulation. And sticking to regulation, just for a moment here, I want you to listen to Hester Peirce. She is the commissioner at the SEC. This is a video that was uploaded 13 days ago from the Blockchain Association in Singapore. Does this narrative sound a little different from what we've heard in the past from Hester, or is it just me? Have a listen.
I think recognizing that there's a lot of skepticism of crypto is important. And a lot of that skepticism is frankly well-earned, right? Because there is a lot of fraud and there is a lot of focus on early monetization, as Mr. Reddy pointed out. There needs to be a realization that when people are looking from the outside, they want to see, what is this useful for? And if they don't see what it's useful for, and they see a lot of people getting hurt by losing a lot of money, then the regulatory inclination is to shut it down. It's not to allow it to go forward. So understanding that people need to point out bad actors to the regulators so that the regulators can pursue them. People need to focus on building things and not spend all their time talking about the number going up, and then be candid with regulators. One thing that I've suggested is it's very helpful if people come to me with very specific ideas about where a regulatory framework would be helpful and what that regulatory framework would look like. Of course, I'm going to be I'm going to be skeptical of whatever you present me, but it can be helpful to me in my own thinking. And figuring out where I need to advocate for some regulatory clarity.
And if you've been following me on Twitter or caught my last video, I know you understand why I've been wondering why the media from the West was not covering the huge news that the CFTC had approved a Bitcoin derivative that is physically settled. The SEC has constantly been denying a spot ETF that physically settles in Bitcoin. So it's very interesting that the CFTC came out with an approval of a similar financial instrument. And finally, Western media has picked up that story. Real quick, this is some good news coming out of Japan for the XRP holders who were hoping that the 12 exchanges were going to participate in the flare distribution. In the last hour or so, there has been a lot of announcements from the exchanges in Japan that they have all decided to support the distribution of the flare token, which is really great for those holders. Moving right along, this is interesting news coming from Kraken. They listed on their blog today that they have the proof of reserves, and this is really to verify that they do hold what they hold. And they've also included now, in addition to Bitcoin and Ethereum, they've included UST, USDC, ADA, XRP, and Polkadot. So they are really setting the standard, and I think taking a step towards that verification that probably most exchanges that are going to be trusted will follow. Here's a really quick video that explains how they do that.
Cryptocurrency and blockchain technology allow us to take financial transparency to the next level. At Kraken, we use proof of reserves audits to show clients that we hold full reserves of client funds. Periodically, we partner with a third-party auditor to independently and mathematically prove that the specified client's funds are properly held. This differs from the traditional banking system, which relies not on math and code, but simple communications and trust. How it works. First, an encrypted copy of all Kraken balances are sent to an independent auditor. Then, that auditor checks Kraken's reserves, ensuring that we hold an amount of crypto equal to or greater than the sum of all client balances. Once the auditor confirms the balances, the audit is complete. Kraken clients can also independently verify that their account balance was included in the audit. Trust through transparency and cryptographic proof is a groundbreaking step forward in finance and a hallmark for the crypto industry.
It was back in July that the Qatar National Bank launched a direct remittance service to the Philippines through RippleNet. Now, that Philippines corridor is so active with ODL. Even though it wasn't specified as ODL, I think it was mainly due to because the corridor that was chosen, and also they're not charging for that remittance, and it states that it is instant. So I do think that the Qatar National Bank is utilizing ODL. However, look at what they received in their announcement today. Posted on their website on the 11th, the Qatar National Bank, the largest financial institution in the Middle East and Africa, has ranked first in Forbes Middle East Top 30 Banks 2022. Pretty good. I want to say congratulations to them. And I'm going to venture to guess we're going to see some more corridors open up. If you wanted to get some pre-IPO shares of Ripple or any of the other private equity on the Linqto website, they have lowered their investment minimum to $5,000 through the weekend. So this is not only direct access to private markets, but also a way to diversify within private markets. I have a link to their website in the description below, and it is just about 30 seconds to sign up. And for the accredited investor anywhere in the world, they will take care of you. And just to get a little clarity out there, I've received some kind of crazy questions about the resignation of the government in Japan. No, this is not uncommon for Japanese prime ministers to reshuffle their cabinets. This is the third Kishida-san cabinet. And so it is also the 102nd cabinet in Japan. So again, reshuffles are not uncommon. So I don't know what others are saying out there around the world, but this is not like some mass resignation. This is a typical reshuffle which prime ministers do. I'm going to leave you with some footage, which is kind of fun to watch. This is a geyser that just went off in the middle of the grounds of a shrine up in Hokkaido. It's shooting off some 40 meters in the air. And it's the sound also that comes out of this is just roaring. It's so loud. But this is a very active country when it comes to volcanoes and hot springs. So not too surprising, but it is fun to see. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.